Hey guys, Jason for TheChartGuys taking a look at gold here. We saw some strength today and we are a couple hours from closing out the daily candle, but things are looking pretty good. I'd expected to see some pullback and I still expect to see some pullback. Our RSI is getting close to 70. We're at 67.14, which means that we should expect some pullback and daily consolidation. Every time we get high, we need to see a low. Here's our new higher low. We've got a higher high here, so this would be the higher high, and then we need to see a higher low. And bulls have quite a range to play with here. They can come all the way down to 1400. Anything above that is going to be a higher low on the daily, and then the march continues. So we'll see what happens that way. All we know for sure is that the RSI is nearing overbought conditions, and historically overbought conditions result in consolidation. On the 4-hour time frame, we're already seeing some of that consolidation underway. And if we zoom in here, we can see that we've got the development of a potential equilibrium. So 4-hour equilibrium is going to be a tightening range, and it's going to allow that 4-hour RSI to cool off, which should be close to 70 as well, 68.6. Now we don't have a conclusive pullback from this new potential higher low, but I'm going to mark it for you anyway just to show you what it would look like. And then bulls need to come back and set a high above 1456.49 to get that EQ going. And if you haven't seen an EQ before, it's essentially just a tightening range, a coiling spring that builds up energy and then eventually releases into either an upside or downside move. In this case, we would like to see that move to the downside, allows for some consolidation. In that case, we would look for a low, a loss of the low of 1456, which would carry over into the daily time frame. And we can go look at that here. We would see that pullback. We'd lose that 1456 4-hour resistance, support rather, and then there's no support on the 4-hour until we're down here at 1430. And then the daily level that we talked about. So those are a couple of potentials. We could either stay inside this EQ, break to the upside, in which case we're looking at 1488 resistance and a very, very hot RSI, or we can see this 4-hour EQ, break bear, and then go test some of those supports on the way down in what should be a daily downswing inside this overall daily uptrend. Right now on the hourly time frame, we are seeing a little bit of strength, and we don't have an uptrend on the hourly until we break above 1474. So this is where this pullback sort of comes into play. All of these time frames are all fractal. They all play off of each other. What we want to see is more of a downside swing. If we're going to be playing bearish, look for that resistance at 1474 to hold. That will allow that 4-hour EQ to play out. And then we will see what support levels happen to hold up for the bulls as we arrive on very, very overbought daily time frame levels. So that's it for today. We'll see how this works out, and hopefully we get a good 4-hour EQ that we can use for a teachable lesson, or perhaps even just a good trading opportunity. That's it. Thanks, guys.